And now for a category that's growing stronger by the year. Blanc de Noirs, made from the Champagne grapes Pinot Noir and Meunier. This year's favourite is the 2014 Coates Seely La Perfide Blanc de Noirs. From an exceptional vintage, this is a complex, rich and refined sparkling bottle of bubbles with over a decade's maturity. Quite simply, it's as good as it gets.
Good afternoon. I'm Nicholas Coates, the co-founder of Coates Seely, and I'm standing here in the Coates Seely vineyards in North Hampshire on the North Hampshire Downs. And below me is a deep seam of rather wonderful chalk, and behind me a block of equally wonderful Pinot Noir vines, some of which are up to 35 years old and enjoying ripening in this wonderful summer of 2025 that we're having. The wine I want to talk about today is the Coates Seely Blanc de Noirs vintage 2014 La Perfide. This has just been voted one of the top wines in the UK by the Real Review, which of course we're thrilled to hear. And I think this wine actually does encapsulate much of the core philosophy of winemaking at Coates Seely, in that it has been lees aged for 7 years. We believe in long lees aging, particularly with our vintage wines, with a further 3 years on cork, so it's got some real age on it now. It is just 4 grams of sugar, generally that long lees aging, and the use of only ripe fruit by working to low yields in the vineyard allows us to make wines with sometimes as little as 0 added sugar, but this particular wine is 4 grams per litre. And I think the other thing to say about it is that we work hard at Coates Seely to create very fine bubbles, a very fine mousse, but with lots of persistence to give it that sort of added sophistication. So that's something about this particular wine. It's 90% Pinot Noir, 10% Pinot Meunier, made by, or at least under the aegis of some very fine French wine consultants that have been with us from the beginning, called de Renoncourt Consultants. It was actually Stéphane de Renoncourt himself who led the blending of this particular cuvée, assisted by Arnaud Gimenez of the Pierre Gimenez Fils Champagne, grower Champagne, and alongside also our resident winemaker, which is currently Andras Lorentz, but always under the close supervision of our co-founder, Christian Seely. For those of you who are not familiar with Christian is chief executive of AXA Millésime, which makes some of the great wines of the world. I suppose the best known probably being Pichon Baron, Pichon Longueville Baron in Pauillac, but also Chateau Souderay in Sauternes, Quinta de Noval in the Douro Valley, a wonderful port, and others. So that is the winemaking team at Coates Seely. We operate as a team. There's not one particular winemaker. And again, that is part of the philosophy of winemaking at Coates Seely. In terms of drinking the wine and what to pair it with by way of food, I think it's fair to say that being a Blanc de Noir, a white sparkling wine with some age and complexity, it's particularly good with seafood. It's lovely with fish, but it's particularly fine, I think, with shellfish, some nice Isle of Wight crab, or if you're feeling really extravagant, lobster. And curiously, because the wines are really quite sweet but have a very fine spine of exciting acidity at their core, these wines also stand up very well to Oriental food. So if you're drinking Coates Seely Blanc de Noirs 2014, we wish you the very best of health. Hope you enjoy it. And thank you to our friends at the Real Review for having given us this opportunity and marked our wine so highly. Thank you very much.